to get money, and I said, go away, I don't want your money. And people were looking, how come you gave it to them for free? And I just said, that's my business. And then when they came up closer, I'll just say, I just buried your mother. Oh. You know, sometimes giving of what you've got to those that you think are in need, you will get back more than what you've given out. You really will. This is not meant to be an event to gouge people. All the money that we make at our booths, we have to turn away and give away anonymously to people who are in need, where it'll do some long-term good. I'm not saying you have to do the same. Every single organization has their niche here in this region where you're doing good for someone. And individually, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. But when you put it all together, we are one phenomenal area of the country that cannot and is not matched anywhere. When I first moved here from Hooksett, I was really apprehensive about moving to a big city. And you know, when I found out that there were 4,000 people who annually volunteered here, it was like, are you kidding? Manchester doesn't have 4,000 people who volunteer at anything. And here, this is much smaller, and it was like, wow, this place blew me away. People say, would you ever go back? I said, not for all the tea and China. So, going back to what I was saying, all right? Is there a guarantee of a specific type of food? No. I will, at some point in time, ask you, what are you thinking of maybe doing? And based on past performance, I'll tell you whether there's 50 million of those being sold already, and what goes and what doesn't go. I remember one year when one of the orchards brought in pies, and they could not stay up with them. They sold over 1,200 pies. One year they did the same thing, and they sold about 75.
Wow.
That was a huge hit financially for them. If you are selling a product, try and have that product be resellable to the organization that you are associated with, or friends or relatives. For instance, sausage with peppers and onions. All of a sudden you've wound up with 50 pounds of cooked sausage with peppers and onions. What a great thing to have left over. Do you realize what you can do if you cut up sausage with peppers and onions, and what you can make that into for other people to eat an entire really gourmet dinner? So have containers available, and towards the end of the night, hey, we have these containers available with sausage, peppers, and onions for your next spaghetti dinner that you want for the family, or you can make a casserole with pasta and add some more flavoring and some tomato sauce, and I mean, just go wild with what you can do with it, and you will sell off what you have left. If you belong to a church, let the church know you might be available to supply some of the needs of the people going to church. And when they come out, they can buy whatever. They don't have to worry about going home to prepare the dinner, because you might have just about 90% of what they need. All they have to do is heat it up. It's going to help you, it'll help them, and it works. All right, say for instance, you have decided you're going to do a beverage, you're going to do sausage with peppers and onions. Mix the peppers and onions. Already have the sausage cooked. The beverage will be off to the side. So your beverage is here, your sausage is here, peppers and onions, and your money box there. You're going to have one person, or if you're really going to be large, 2 people on 2 different grills, just grilling the meat to warm it back up again. Maybe even a Teflon coated pan to keep the peppers and onions warm. And you will have, so say you have 2 grills, you need 2 people, 1 person as a runner. They will take the stuff from where it's being cooked out to the main table. This person here who took the order will give the food to the person. 1 person will handle the cans. You don't want to be handling cans that are either cold and running with sweat. You don't know who else has been touching those. All right? You don't want to, then they'll come over here and they'll pay for it. I've handed you food. I am not going to touch that money for all the tea and china. The can will go to you. I will give you the food. You give them the money. Move on. So 2, 1 to serve, 3, 4, 5, that's it. If your membership is, say, on average 70 years old, don't give them any more than 2.5 hours of work. If this becomes work for them, you won't have them back the next year. Don't ask anyone at the end of the day, hey, did you have a good time? Let's do this again next year. They'll kill you. And if you don't, if they don't kill you, I will. Nobody who's anybody, you're exhausted. You really are. But you know, it's a nice type of exhaustion because you know you have provided a quality product at a fair price. The money that you have made is going to do some good in the area. With every little bit of work comes good things out of it. And if I were to ask each and every one of you, what were you going to do with the money you've made, I would be in awe of how those tentacles on this octopus are going to go in all sorts of directions, and we will be a better region for it. Okay? All right.